Good morning. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I am here at 1920 Livonia Avenue in the Palms area of Los Angeles, and I am preparing to perform a video examination of the main sewer line for Michael Cantor. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system, then, is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping that is underneath or interior to the structure. Our examination today is not focusing on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. So I'm going to be performing my examination today from this 4-inch cleanout that's located near the middle of the yard. You look out base of the tree there, walkways here, front entry is up that way. Kind of diagonally out from the tree, essentially in the middle, you're going to see this green lid. This is a lid for an irrigation control valve type of setup, but they just used it to cover up the cleanout. And this is what's known as a two-way cleanout access. In other words, it's going to allow access in two directions, both back towards the house and out to the public sewer under the street. Not a standard cleanout, but it is a reasonable access. No reason to recommend any changes really at this point, but you can see as you get to the bottom, you can run the camera or the snake in either direction. So we'll go ahead and put the camera in, and we'll push back up towards the structure first. Take the camera off. And we're pushing into original clay piping as we push back towards the house. Get the lens cleaned off a little better so they can...
They got termites there. Go down and sell that house too. Michael and Dollar over the how are you?
Alright, so this is an original main sewer pipe here. This is the original vitrified clay piping. Now, these clay pipe materials are very common. This type of piping is used a lot. You can still use today in a lot of areas. It's very common to find root intrusions at the joint areas of these clay pipes. These clay materials, they do have a long service life expectancy. Because it is a natural material, it's not expected to deteriorate underground, but they are more brittle in nature and do have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. Now, the root intrusions we're seeing are a situation that we're normally going to be recommending regular cleanings on to maintain them. It's when they're left unmaintained for extended periods that they can create blockages in the system or potentially damage a pipe. Here, about 11 feet back towards the structure, we've got a pretty significant root intrusion here. We punched our camera through, ran it back and forth, kind of cleaned up the area a little bit so we could see better, but we're still having difficulty seeing the condition of this joint. So we're definitely going to recommend a good thorough cleaning of the line now. As we get past that, we're going to push back through a short section of plastic pipe and then turn and connect up to the original cast iron building drain here back up under the structure. We'll go ahead and pull the camera out and we'll turn it around, run back the other direction here to the public sewer. Nothing there that I found was broken or damaged, but again, I am going to recommend a thorough cleaning. Remove the obstructions in that one area. And as we push out, we're kind of heading to the driveway. We're going to turn and run out to the street here at the left of the driveway. And again, more root intrusions. You see roots coming down through the opening at the top of that pipe. That's it's an opening that would have had a termination cap similar to your clean out. And when we get roots coming down through those openings, that tells us that what a cap was there may have failed. It'd probably be a good idea to expose that and cap it back off there in that area. Alright, now we're taking a pretty steep drop here. Not quite vertical, but we are down fairly steeply. And then it'll level off. Turn back to the right here to head straight out now towards the public sewer near the middle of the street. And we've increased in pipe diameter from a 4-inch to a 6-inch clay pipe.
Somewhat, we still have a few people who are looking for young from midway tickets.
Again, some common roots here in this area. Seeing some minor cracks in and around those joints along with root intrusions. That's a fairly common condition.
Correct, but this year I have printed 300 extras only in 19 and I just do it all by so you run the numbers.
I'm just taking pictures of each of these root intruded joint areas to include with the reports.
I don't think
But, so far things look generally pretty good. Pretty clean here as we come up to our city sewer connection around this turn. 40 feet from the clean out. Alright, so at this point, with the exception of the one area we can't see too well, kind of back towards the house next to the front walkway, don't find any significant damage to the pipe. There's some stress cracking in and around those joints. There's root intrusions at the joints. These are all things that we're recommending maintenance and monitoring on. Regular cleanings annually, regular video examinations after any significant earthquake, things like that, to kind of keep an eye on the system. But overall, generally functional and a fairly common system. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to my written report for the final findings and recommendations for today's evaluation, including the maintenance recommendations. We do recommend that all main sewer lines are examined after any significant seismic activity, and that main sewer lines should be examined annually to monitor for changing conditions in the system. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.